Hey there, Mr. Reddit here. Welcome back to another episode of r/entitled Parent Stories. Our first story we'll be reading today. Fiancé demands a more expensive engagement ring. After that, am I the jerk for asking my brother to not bring his wife to family events? And after that, am I the jerk for picking out peas from my dinner in front of my mom's boss? Now for every thumbs up this video gets, one Karen does not get to adopt a puppy. Fine by me, I'm more of a cat lady myself. So please smash that like button and subscribe and turn on notifications for new stories from Reddit every single day. Fiancé demands a more expensive engagement ring. My fiancé, Kate, who's 33, and I, 35, male, got engaged last summer. Wedding is set for November. My friend Aaron, who's 35, male, just proposed to his girlfriend Amber, who's 30, at the end of June. We had a 4th of July party at their house Monday, and everything was going great. At the party, Kate and the other woman there asked to see the ring. There were a lot of oohs and ahs amongst the group when Kate asked what kind of stones were in the ring. Amber said that the band had 40 diamonds and the center was a 1-carat diamond. 41 diamonds and 3 carats total, technically a solitaire with an elaborate band and no halo. Kate said that wasn't possible on their budget. Amber looked at her ring and said it looked like diamonds to her. But Kate brought up how their budget was $1,500 like ours and was for Kate's ring, and Aaron must have been cheated. Kate's ring is a 1/2-carat solitaire. I was confused too, as I and another friend went with him to pick out the ring since our budgets were similar, and I noticed immediately that it was not the ring he picked out with us, though I said nothing. Aaron told Kate he spent $6,000 on the ring, and he never intended to stay in budget since he could afford much more. He said Amber deserved the best and wanted to surprise her with both the proposal and the ring. Aaron took out the card that came with the ring with the specs from his wallet, confirming they're diamonds. Aaron said he only brought us to make sure it was a surprise and there was no way Amber would find out what he was up to. Amber is very money conscious, so Aaron explained he's been saving since their 3rd date for the ring and he paid in cash. They've been together for 2 years. Fast forward a couple of hours. Kate and I are driving home when she mentioned the ring and how romantic Aaron was to save for a special ring. She asked why I didn't do what Aaron did. Oh goodness. She asked why I didn't do what Aaron did, which is get her something I knew she'd love and not be so focused on budgets. Personally, I don't like large flashy diamond rings. They look gaudy, and I think they're a waste of money. I told her she was envious that Amber's ring is twice the size of hers and flashy, but it's not a big deal. Kate said she should get a different ring that shows how I feel. I said no, that the ring she has already does that and was in our budget we agreed on. She said she's envious, not of the ring, but that Amber is with someone that is more focused on her personal value and not budgets. I snapped and said that she should try to find someone like Aaron then, since my ring wasn't good enough. It's been frosty in the house since. I'm not sure what to do here. She's never mentioned the size of her ring until now, and this has been our biggest disagreement in the 4 years we've been together. I can count on one hand how many fights we've had. I feel like I should get her another ring, but I'm also angry that she feels the one I bought is no longer good enough. Am I the jerk for my response to Kate and my refusing to get her a new ring? Well, what do you think? Should OP get Kate a new ring or not? Please let us know. I think he should find a new girlfriend, to be honest, but what do I know? I'm just a Karen. Am I the jerk for asking my brother to not bring his wife to family events? I come from a very orthodox family. There are certain rules for how we're supposed to act, like not wearing revealing clothes, even jeans and shorts. A few years back, I started attending this language class. My parents agreed very reluctantly and became friends with a girl there. Introduced her to my older brother, male 25, who would pick me up from class. Long story short, they fell in love and eloped. My mother was devastated. She cried for days and blamed me for introducing her to my brother. My brother moved into an apartment pretty close to ours, but maintained his distance from us and gradually cut contact. Until this year, when they finally decided to reconcile. I thought they would tone things down and slowly get my parents to approve of their marriage. It was naive of me to think so. My sister-in-law wears short pants and skirts for every family event. She talks about moving to Europe, never having kids, and everything else that my mother cannot fathom. She has the luxury of saying all this and running back to the safety of her house. I'm the one who has to sit through the aftermath. The minute she leaves, my parents start yelling about how much shame and bad luck she's gonna bring our family. They also never forget to point out that none of this would have happened if I hadn't gone to that language class. I have repeatedly asked my sister-in-law to just wear normal clothes for a few hours, but she refuses to. Recently, my older sister had a baby, and there's plenty of ceremonies that are to be performed. These ceremonies are huge, and most of my relatives will be attending it. I can only imagine the fights that will start at home. My brother called to ask me if there was something he could do, and I straight up told him not to show up, or to show up without his wife. He called me a jerk and said that I was just like our parents. I know that the only person in the wrong here are my parents, but I know them, and I know they won't change, and I don't think wearing different sets of clothes for a few hours is a big deal, and if it is, then they can just not attend. So, I think I'm not the jerk, but maybe I just can't see it. So tell me, Reddit. Edit. I live in a South Asian country. Definitely do not have the resources or the support to leave my family, at least not now. I have no issues with what my sister-in-law wears. If I did, I would never have befriended her, which I did before she married my brother. When I said she talks about being child-free and moving to Europe, far away from my parents, I did not mean she should not do so. What I was trying to say is that she is aware that this will upset my parents and will still bring it up in front of them. I'm guessing most of the comments are from people in the West. It might be easy to walk away from your family where you live. Family is everything you have here. However, I asked for judgment from an impartial source, so I will accept whatever verdict I get. Final update. I thought I mentioned my age in the post, but apparently I didn't. I'll be turning 17 this year, so no, I can't just leave. Leaving would mean running away, and they'll just call the cops to bring me back. So there's no point. My brother doesn't see anything wrong with how my parents treat me. His progress only starts and ends with his wife. He will definitely not let me move in with him. Some of you sent really nice messages, but there's also a lot of mean ones, so I'm sorry, but I'm just not gonna open any more of them. Since most of the people have voted that I'm the jerk, I'm just gonna accept that. I did ask for an unbiased opinion. For an update, nothing much has really changed in the positive direction. My brother was really annoyed with the way I spoke to him yesterday since I'm younger than him. So he called up my mother to complain about me, which just ended up with them having more arguments. There is a silver lining though. I called my older sister and told her what happened, and she's asked me to come stay with her for a week under the guise of helping prepare for the ceremony. So hopefully they'll forget about this by the time we meet next. I did reach out to my sister-in-law, but she hasn't responded, which I guess is fair. I did send her an apology. Also, I want to apologize to all the people from the West for implying that family isn't as important to you people. I was very angry when I wrote that. I had a whole night to think about it, and that was definitely wrong of me. So, I'm sorry. Well, what would you do in this situation? Would you ask your sister-in-law to wear different clothes or not? Please let us know. Talk about entitled parents. Am I the jerk for picking out peas for my dinner in front of my mom's boss? Edit. I'm autistic and I don't like peas because of the texture that makes me feel bad. I'm dependent on my mom because I'm not able to live on my own yet, but I'm learning. I didn't realize that could change the context of the story until it was pointed out to me. Thank you for your insight so far. Hello, I'm 20 and I live with my mom, who's 48, in the UK. Mom hosted a mini dinner for some colleagues. Her husband has a big house and a garden where we sat. I don't like dinners and eating with strangers, but I had to sit with them, which was a little bit stupid. They made food I don't like. It had peas in it, and I don't like peas. My mom knows this, but I wasn't allowed to eat other stuff because it would be making a fuss, and there was no time to make other things. I was not allowed to make something myself either. I picked out the peas for my dinner to feed to the ducks at the pond close to my stepdad's house because I know ducks like peas. They shouldn't eat bread because that's bad for them. I put all the peas in a little cup with my spoon. Mom's boss was sitting opposite of me and asked what I was doing, so I told him. He was silent for a while and then said okay. We didn't talk a lot, but sometimes he asked me a question and I answered. At the end, he gave me some more peas that he had removed from his own food. I asked if he also didn't like peas, and he said, I do like peas, but I also like ducks, so they can have my peas, which I think was nice of him. He also gave me 5 pounds to buy ice cream for myself when I feed the ducks, which was also very nice of him. We didn't talk much, but I think he was a nice man and I liked him. But when he left, he talked to my mom, and she came to me and she was angry or upset. She asked me if I spent all dinner picking out peas, and I said no. I also ate the pasta bits, but there were a lot of peas to pick out. She asked why I did that in front of everyone, because that's very rude to do during a dinner. It shows you do not like the food and are not interested in the guest. This is exactly what I thought, so that's true. Mom said that she understood that it's not nice, but if she says it's important, like she did before dinner, then it really is important, and I should keep that in mind. They were people who deserved respect and who feel put off by others touching their food strangely or not engaging with them. Mom's boss told her before he left that maybe next time I should eat something else because I didn't eat much. I'm not a big eater, so it's kind of normal for me, but he doesn't know that, of course. But the point is that he said something negative to her that could have been avoided if I didn't pick the peas out of my food. I didn't think about this. I understand that that is not a good thing, but my mom was genuinely upset, and I think that's a little bit much. It's just a dinner, and he was a nice man. I don't think he's angry at her. I was just wondering if I'm not seeing something important here that makes me the jerk for doing this. Am I the jerk? Update. Some comments said to talk about it with my mom. I did, and it went very well. She said she's sorry and that it was not my fault. She explained to me how it went, and I will try to tell it as short as possible. Mom was very stressed because she never hosts dinners. She wanted her colleagues to like it. They requested the recipe. She forgot I don't eat peas, but she was too busy with her colleagues. She wanted me to eat with them because at her colleague's house, his kids also ate with them. She didn't want to make a fuss about this because sometimes I'm rude when people ask about it. She said her head was all over the place all evening. I said to her that that's why I could have made my own food. She said that was difficult because there was no time for that. I didn't realize because I'm not good with time awareness. I asked her to communicate with me next time and to be more clear about what I can or can't do. She said she will and said I can help cook next time too. Almost every comment said that her boss was nice. He probably wasn't angry or upset with her. I told this to my mom. She said sorry to me again because she wasn't upset at me at all. She was embarrassed because she tried to get me to behave normally, and she shouldn't have done that. She took it out on me on a whim. I also said sorry because I didn't realize that it could have been important for her work status. I just thought they were like friends. She said it was okay because I didn't make a big fuss and I didn't get loud or walk away. She's proud of me for staying at the table and also thinking about the ducks. We concluded that we both learned things. I learned things because I now know more about work dinners and manners. She learned things because she now knows to communicate and explain more to me to avoid stress. Last thing is that I fed the ducks the peas. I think they were happy about it. The thing with ducks is that they don't say that to you, of course. I got an ice cream with 2 scoops at the pond. I also got one for my mom because I had money left. It was a little bit melted when I came home because it was 5 minutes walking, but she still liked it, and she said I was amazing. I don't work here, but that's my daughter. She does. Around 5 years ago, my eldest daughter used to work for one of the local grocery stores as a cashier. I'm not trying to brag here, but my daughter is beautiful. She was going to be a model, but she has a heart condition, and the stress of the job would have been too much for her. Even after 3 kids, she's only 52 kilos, 115 pounds for the US, at 1.5 meters tall, 5'8", with long dark hair, almost black but not quite, and eyes so dark it is hard to see her pupils unless the light hits her eyes just right. People involved were, no real names, my daughter Annie, the mouthy idiot, and the store manager, and a tiny part, me. One day as I was done shopping and waiting in line, there were 2 people behind the one at the cash register my daughter is working at. By this time, I can see the look on her face and know she's getting a hard time. I only had a few items, maybe 3 or 4, so I asked the lady ahead of me if she minded me skipping ahead. She moved over and let me pass without a fuss. I thanked her, then turned my attention to my daughter and this guy at her till, ready to go into protective dad mode. At this time, I was about to say something to this mouthy idiot. He had been hitting on Annie and flirting, and when that didn't work, he started commenting on her body. That's when I moved forward in the line. I'm glad she got her mouth from her mother because she let this guy have it. She told him how disgusting he is, how he's an embarrassment to all real men, and many other things only those who worked in retail have to put up with. This mouthy idiot could have left at any time, but stood there like a kid getting scolded from a teacher in an elementary school and took it all. Annie did not raise her voice, but leaned over the pin pad for a debit card, looking him square in the eyes the entire time. At this time, her manager came over to find out what was going on. So Annie repeats many of the things this guy had said to her, and the manager is in the process of telling this mouthy idiot he's no longer welcome in this store. I leaned over and said quietly in his ear, "I can't wait to welcome you to the parking lot." I'm not a small man, but I'm no giant either. I'm 1.8 meters tall, 6 foot 3 inches, and 102 kilos, 225 pounds, but he was only up to my shoulders tall and nearly half my weight. I didn't seem to scare him at first because he squared up to me, looking up, and asked, "Who are you? Security?" Annie spoke before I had the chance and said so sweetly, "Hi, Daddy." I said, "Hi, baby." At this, the entire front of the store, workers and customers alike, watched as this mouthy idiot ran out of the store. The funniest part was he left all of his groceries and his debit card behind. He had to come back for it sometime later. Annie never got in any trouble, not even a talking to. The manager was 100% on her side, and mouthy idiot was banned for a year. I could mention here that the manager and Annie are best friends outside of work and take vacations together, both families. But is that really important? I am proud to have helped raise a strong woman and a force to be trifled with. Would I be the jerk for suing my neighbor for filming me and posting it? I, 22 male, am a professional dancer. I'm visiting my parents for a few weeks, and they have a small training room for me in the basement. So I was there, trained some stuff for the upcoming show, beginning when restrictions let it begin. And later that day, I scrolled through Instagram. On Instagram, I've seen that my neighbor, who's 20, filmed me and posted it onto her story. It was not a short clip. It was a whole bunch of stuff, about 3 minutes worth of clips. I texted her and told her to please delete the clips, and she said the dancing was really good and that she would not delete it, as many of her followers, over 8,000, love it, and she offered me to put a shout out into her story. What the heck? I got a private Instagram account with 54 followers and do not care. So first of all, I don't even know her. We added on Instagram after a short chat and never talked again. I live 500 miles away. The thing is, now that I feel violated in my privacy. I mean, I have no problem with getting seen or filmed, but not at home. And for me, an even more important fact, on the video, there's some tricks and steps and effects that should not be seen until the great live reveal on stage. I'm thinking about suing her for this, as I do not feel comfortable with getting my private stuff posted. Would I be the jerk? Update. I reached out to her again and told her that we will sue her. She just brushed it off, saying that the story will be gone in 2 hours anyways, so just forget it. I screen recorded the whole story, plus the direct messages, and reported it to Instagram, who have not done anything yet. I had a Zoom call with my crew and our manager after that. The manager told me we will sue her, as some of the routines, etc. are likely to be stolen. I don't know what to expect from that whole thing, but yeah, at least she might take a lesson from it, I guess. Our lawyers have done pretty good jobs so far. Thanks for all the answers. Bless you guys, for real. Edit after reading some of the answers. I have no evidence that she was in our garden while filming. Between the road and the window is a garden which is about 5 meters bright. She either zoomed straight into the window with a perfect angle and filmed it that way, which I doubt, or she went into the garden, which makes more sense as the quality of the recording was pretty good and stable. The window is pretty small as well. And for those wondering, I live in Austria, and as far as I know, you are not allowed to post footage online without consent of the people portrayed. If the focus is on the landscape and there are people passing by it, it's discussable. But she explicitly filmed me on my training session, nothing else. It really creeps me out that someone watched me this whole time and I didn't realize. I'm looking forward to returning to my city and training in my studio again. Edit 2. I will post an update in a few days. This blew up overnight, and I will try to read through everything and answer open questions. So far, and again, thank you for all of your answers and ideas. I really appreciate all of you.
Huge shout out to our newest official channel member, Phyllis. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. It really means the world to us. Click this button right here to join as a channel member today, and we'll give you a special shout out in our next video.
And come watch this video next. I guarantee you're gonna love it.